line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank
And hello again, everyone, and welcome back here to PTM Racing TV, where we're now live here tonight at Talladega Superspeedway for the very first showing tonight of the Spartan Logistics Management IROC iRacing Challenge Series right here on PTM Racing TV. Hi, good everyone. I'm Chris, the Crusader driver, and welcome back to the show as always here as we get ready to go lined up into position here tonight for our race event here. We're looking to have ourselves a big battle and a lot of runs to come around. But first, before we get to the action and get to all the craziness and the madness you guys come to see, a quick little word to our sponsors here tonight. As you see them popping up on the top right of your screen, you'll see that all night long. Unless we have that top layer overlay here. It's something new we're trying out. But we want to give a quick shout out real quick to our good friends over at the main sponsorship ordeal, Spartan Logistics Management LLC. R&R Racewear, at Loud Pedal Gaming, then our good friends over at iRacers Lounge Podcast, where we talk all things iRacing in a casual setting, and of course our good friends over at Evidence Based Bombing, combining science and wellness for thriving families. to help moms and their kids thrive. Thank you again to all the sponsors. Thank you again to all the friends and families that have made this possible here tonight to get this one settled in right now, as we're currently under qualifying session right now. I'll give you guys a little bit of an idea of where we're at right now with who is where and who is what going on the track. A solid lineup here tonight. They'll be fielding in. We've got about 20 drivers actually locked with us here. Should be a star-studded lineup here with 85 laps to the distance for these drivers. And the blazing speeds they carry, definitely not one to feel in position. Remember, these guys are going on their own, and actually it looks like we got a little bit of a tie here, if you will, between the drivers early on. As you see the laps laid down by Vincent Short and Brian McCann. Both drivers dead even on that, so it's going to be interesting to see how they handle their nerves later on in this position. Just a few more minutes left of qualifying as well here. It's not too much longer. We got about 3 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. Jesse King there in the 93 kind of rockets his way around the track in a little bit of a showmanship or two off, giving himself a little bit of time to spin in. The 96 day of David Tremblay as well, kind of popping out here in the Spartan Logistics machine. Now, we usually do not go into the race here this quickly or go into the broadcasting this quickly. Usually we try to give them about 5 minutes after into the qualifying, if out of a 10-minute session, then get to the intros. But yeah, we thought since these guys are brand new, the drivers, everyone's here tonight, we give you guys a little idea of who we're looking out for and who we're watching for. Like this guy right here, Chris Medford here in the 46, new to the show. Good to have him on board. And looks like he's got a pretty good time coming up here as he runs his way down across the back straightaways here. The Talladega Superspeedway, which will give us a moment to go to the onboard dash cam here and give you guys an idea at just the speeds on their own these guys carry around on this track. You see him just kind of holding that line on the bottom end of the yellow, just trying to get a good run and a little bit of a stick down there. That's usually where you'll see most of the drivers kind of doing their own thing, and that's the slightest movement, slightest tap to the left or the right that makes the difference to get you set into the highest peak to the from the lowest peaks. It's going to be an interesting situation here and how they handle that and how they go from here. Across the finish line, Medford looks like he's going to pull off the 10th fastest here tonight so far, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for him and how he handles his nerves as he has 1 lap to go on his end. 1 remaining here in qualifying. If you guys are new to the show here as well, if you're first time out here, be sure to like and follow us up here on Facebook and catch all the action here on the show when we pop in. It's great to have you all on to the show, and hopefully you will enjoy this one here. We certainly think you will, this being Talladega Superspeedway. Bit of a different setting and different pacing, if you will, and a little bit of new go-around. Last minute qualifiers coming out now. Right now, it looks like Neil Quick popping around with a quick time of 3rd fastest here tonight. He will be one of those guys to keep your eye on. David Tremblay still rocking out here. Mike Harper there in the number 4 popping up here for just a minute now as he rockets his Chevrolet Silverado truck out onto the speedway. 1 lap remaining on his end here as we're down to about 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining before we get to the main event here tonight, which will be again 85 laps to the distance. Yeah, the crazy thing is again, you got about 20 drivers here tonight that are going to be running their tail ends off, running their fastest and their baddest trucks out here. Meanwhile, they're going to have to deal with the added pressure of that draft package and the runs that can be created around here. It's really going to be interesting to me to see what they'll be able to do when it comes to handling their nerves and handling their momentum. Because again, they're running on a track that is as fast-paced and chaotic as it is fun to watch. So really, it's going to be all about timing and how you make your moves and make your corners and trying to avoid the big one. But with the way the corner bankings and the speeds are going to be carried, I think we're in for quite a show here. So about 30 seconds remaining here in the qualifying session, then lead him into our main event. Medford still revving the motor up out there. I hope he knows he doesn't want to blow the motor up before the race time. Got to be careful about that tonight. You won't want to do that too quickly here. Carson Conway joins us in saying, let's go holler, boys. Carson, good to have you on board here tonight, sir. Appreciate you tuning on in. Hope you enjoy what you see here tonight and everything that'll come with it. We're definitely here to put on a good show and see these drivers do much of the same. So I think we are going to get that and then some. All right, qualifying coming to an end, to a stop here. That means now it is time for driver intros as they bring it down to the front straightaway. They will lead them off in. Here is how our grading order looks here tonight On the pole for our Spartan Logistics Management LLC iRacing IROC Challenge Series. It's going to be Vincent Short on the pole. It is in the 15 is outside Brian McCann in the number 3. Row number 2, it's going to be Neil Quick there in the number 2. It is outside the 70 of Aaron Smith in the second. Row number 3, it's going to be Cook Quick in the 54, and his outside by 93 of Jesse King. Row number 4, we're going to see Matt Henry in the 19 to his outside. That'll be Eric Dawson in the 87. Row number 5, we're going to see Tim Schofield in the number 12, and to his outside. That'll be Chris Medford in the 46. Row number 6, it'll be Joshua Funkhauser in the 81 to his outside. That will be the 22 of Matt Kopp. Row number 7 will be the 14 there of Kyle Pengraft. And to his outside, that's going to be David Tumbley in the 96. Row number 8 is going to be Mike Harper in the number 4. And then to his outside, that'll be the 38 of Dakota Clark. Next row on back will be row number 9, Brandon Medford in the 83. And then to his outside will be Doug Wysocki. If I say your name wrong as well, guys, be sure to correct me in the chat here later on. But Wysocki in the 34. And then the final starters tonight in the 51, that's the Toyota Tundra's Hunter Clark, and to his outside, the 5, Chris Wally. Race fans, here we go. You wanted to see the best? You wanted to see some fast-paced racing? Well, I don't think you're going to get any better than this. We're going to lead these drivers off, get this one settled on in, and we're going to let them go at it, chaoticness and all. Real quick though, just going to give a quick little refresh to the stream here. Just got to get the stream fired away here on all cylinders. Make sure we are running at full speeds. There we go. Looks like we got it all roughed out and figured out. I know I usually put up the technical difficulty sign here, but I thought we'd just give the little logo a little love here. So it looks like the 93 of Jesse King is going to go to the outhouse right now. He's going to have to serve an EOL penalty, it looks like. Race officials calling for that there. They will send him off to the back end there, and we'll get him all tiled back in. As our field will work him on back from the back straightaway here. The driver is getting ready to go at it in a hot pace, hot battle ticket, if you will. Vincent Short, the number 15, is going to be the man to start it off. And then, of course, Brian McCann at 3. If you're right there with them to fight it out here, these guys, I can see the intensity already on their face here, man. They look like they are in a dead heap to just get this one going and firing it out. It's getting intense down here in the booth here, boys. We're getting ready to go racing, and we're not even racing yet. These guys are just getting lined up into position, getting charged away for this one. Whoo, boy, there we go. All right. So now, to lead him out of turn 3 into turn 4, 85 laps to the distance here tonight. Race fans, this is what you come to see. It is the Spartan Logistics Management R&R Racewear Loud Pedal Gaming iRacer Lounge Podcast Evidence-Based Mommy iRacing IROC Challenge Series, and it's coming your way right here and now. They'll lead him down the front straightaway to get ready to go at this one. Coming across to the Geico restart line, or I should say the Spartan restart line. Set the tone, set the pace in, looking for the green flag. The roar of the motors means one thing: green is out. We're out and about. Let's go racing, boys. Marching their way down across the back straightaway immediately out of the gate here. So far it is Vincent Short and moving ahead into the position, keeping his race lead, while the number 2 of Neil Quick rocks himself on the outside, trying to get the R&R Racewear Ford F-150 up into the spotlight. He puts ahead of Brian McCann here. We'll start second. Will have to work his way off of that position, try to hold it down as they come down across out of turn 4. 54 of Cook Quick. Pretty fast down there. I gotta believe Neil and him a little bit of a family relationship there, so we'll see how they handle the nerves and how they handle their situations out here when time comes around. Our first onboard camera of the night here for these drivers here. Matt Henry in the number 19 Silverado. On the bottom line there, fighting it out there. You see McCann right above him, trying to hold his line down, trying to keep him away from making any big moves early on. Every driver for themselves here, and definitely going to be a long, hard haul to get going here. They're not going to want to try to push it too quick or too soon. They want to try to be evened out, nice and under control. That's the biggest thing these drivers are going to have to watch out for. They don't want to over-accentuate. They don't want to just go in there, guns blazing right out of the gate. They want to take it easy on each other. Make sure that they give themselves some time to breathe. Let the trucks have time to settle in, settle down. Get the nerves out of the way. Just kind of run your race down and just, make sure you're staying focused. One big thing, though, these drivers are going to have to keep their eye on here, of course, is those stages. We have 3 of them here tonight, so we'll have stage 1 and stage 2, and then the final stage coming up on the big end here, which means then they need the big race win. And our points-wise, we're looking at here will be a solid 40 points for the race winner in total. Then there'll be 38, then second, third, 36, fourth, 34, fifth, 32, so on and so forth, down the list all the way to 30th, where they will only get about 2 points at the most in the max. And that definitely, in my opinion, is going to shake up the field a little bit as they march their way in from this race 6 here as we come on down out of turn 2. It is the 22 of Matt Kopp going in. Looks like he wants to go with a little 3-wide saluting here as he had David Tremblay right there with him, as well as the 46 of Chris Mefford. You saw Chris Wally kind of falling back in there as well. Each driver for themselves, and we do another 3-wide salute. Wally in the meat of the sandwich, but he manages to sneak it on by, giving himself some breathing room and some time. Neil Quick actually falling way behind the field, more than I thought he would early on. I don't think maybe he's just trying to keep himself under control. I think maybe he's just trying to make sure that he doesn't destroy the truck immediately out of the gate. Remember, stages are going to be a big factor here, but that biggest factor, in my opinion, is going to be that last 10, 20 laps where these drivers are knowing they have to start making some moves or get something going. And that's where I think you're going to really see that bump draft be put to good use and put to good effect as the time persistes on and presses down into the field. Matt Henry right now looking like he's got a little bit of a charge on the bottom line, getting a good run off, but it is the outside train that fires away. All aboard the choo-choo Talladega train, my friends. We've got it rolling, we've got it going. And it's Brian McCann who decides he now has to take over the race lead. We have ourselves a new leader. He takes the lead away there as the 87 of Eric Dawson follows him right behind. So far, so good. Nothing too out of control or chaotic here tonight. Even fueled, even paced here. And I think that's what the drivers want to know right out of the gate is if they could just stay slower and maybe a little less chaotic, a little less magnifying. I think they just want to really stay away from that stuff, and they really just want to try to keep Talladega out of troubled land. The field working their way down across the French strip here. So you get a good look at this beautiful 2.6 mile length track, 2.5 miles in length, they should say. It's an absolute huge track, Talladega, that is. And it's one of the fastest, if not the toughest tracks on the plate track surface that a lot of drivers face on a daily basis. Even though iRacing Superspeedway is 3 miles in length and much higher on the bankings, this place is all about tight corners and tight situations, especially when you're put into this kind of a situation. And with Vincent Short pushed down to the yellow line, has to fall back a little bit. He goes out, lets the drivers pass him and gets out of that trouble zone. Ooh, things are starting to ramp up a little bit here as they go into another 3-wide swoop there for a brief moment. Coming off, that is the 51 of Hunter Clark. Trying to stay out of trouble and stay out of that problematic zone, but you can see he's losing so much ground and position in because of that little bobble there. The onboard camera here, the 93 Chevrolet there, Jesse King, as he continues to move his way through the field. The driver's reaching speeds right now up to over 200 miles per hour actually, when usually you're in the cup cars, but here the top speeds are hitting at about peaking 195 miles per hour. I'm being told right now, and I'm seeing on our end, the fastest Matt Henry with 195 miles per hour, the second fastest Quick with 194. But the leaders actually right now, if you can believe it, only at 192 at their top speeds. pretty crazy when you think about it, but that is just how the way the playing field is stacking up, how these drivers are stacking them down. As they continue to move through the field, I guarantee you things will get a little bit more hectic and things will get a little crazier as we go along. Something to note I should mention earlier on, you saw one of our drivers go back there earlier. I believe that was Mr. 93, Jesse King. He went back into the EOL stands. Well, that's because of the winner's penalty that these drivers will go through. They have to, if they win the race, they will have to start an EOL on the next race. And then if they win 2, then they have to start EOL for the next race and an EOL after stage 1. Stage 3, if they get 3, then they have to do it for the whole. They have to do it for the back of not just the start and stage 1 and 2. And if they get 4, then they got to start for the remainder of the season. Obviously, does not have 4 stage wins in just yet, or excuse me, victories in total just yet. So I don't think you have to worry about that at the moment. Some hard racing out of the gate here as these drivers lead their way back in position. Really, it's going to be a matter of consistency and control. I think that's what these drivers are looking for here, because you can see immediately, you can see how well they've handled the nerves so far, and they've been handling the trucks out there. But they definitely know that anything could go happen as soon as it goes in. Debbie Rose tunes on in tonight for our show, and she's saying "Holler for the Holler Boys." Holler Boys Racing saying HBR in the show, and Brian Reek putting in the www.irocseries.com link here. Yes, you can check that out as well. A little bit of an affiliate fan page website for these guys to check out. So if you guys want to see every part of these IROC series, they don't just run the asphalt series, by the way, guys. They're also in the dirt series. I know that our folks over there at Ultimate Dirt TV, they are actually broadcasting their big block modifieds, which I'm kind of jealous of, because admittedly I love dirt more than anything, and I would love to call one of those big block modified races one day. I don't know. I'll get my chance and my wish one day. It'll happen, but now I think Justin King, I think he's getting kind of tired of waiting in the back a little bit. He is making the full throttle assault charge now in the middle section as he goes in 3 wide swoop once more with Vincent Short hammering away right now as they lead him off down across the back straightaway. This field is in a fever pitch. It's in a battle zone right now, just trying to outwin, outdo the others, looking for anything they can to make the move off and get a good run down. So far, so good. Everyone's still in a nice little even format right now as we continue to make our way through the field on drivers. We're on board now with Mr. Kyle Pennygraph. And again, for those that are new to the show, I have a horrible time with messing up on names, so if I mess up somebody's name, come at me for that one and let me know. I needs to know, guys. Coming across now, down and around the back straightaway here. They will field him back into position here. Matt Henry, the 19, the driver I was talking about earlier on, who has the fastest time with 195 miles per hour put up. He is starting to move his way in. But I'll tell you one thing, he actually has now been trumped. Remember what I said earlier about 200 miles plus per hour or reaching up there? Yeah, David Tremblay, 206 miles per hour, top speed, absolutely guns blazing right now in that machine. He is firing on all cylinders as he leans it in to try to fight it off with Jesse King. Pacing definitely looking more like it could be McCants to lose here. He was a little bit farther back in the field a little earlier on, but ever since then, it looked like he kind of got nice and comfy up there and just kind of been left alone. But you can actually see he's getting a little bit of help out there. Eric Dotson gonna get a little push there in the 87. That old Ford F-150 being put to good use as he continues to push McCann to the front and help him out. A little bit of a charge, a little bit of a get around here. The field, everyone in their position still trying to make the moves, make them quickly up for the front. Here comes the 81 and Joshua Funkenhauser. Right now, one of our hard charges of the night. He's up 6 spots. Same with Eric Dotson, who's up 6, looking to make maybe 7 later on. The ultimate hard charge tonight, though, that honor distinctly goes to Mr. Hunter Clark, the 51 Rowdy machine. The Rowdy Motorsports Toyota Tundra is on a rail right now. He is currently 11 up and looking to keep that crazy train, gravy train with biscuit wheels moving here. Troy Redford coming on in now, saying good luck out there, boys. Troy, great to have you on board, sir. Great to have you watching with us here on PTM Racing TV, as currently still everyone in a little bit of that tight pack battle racing here. A little bit different from the old days. I remember when it used to be you had no restrictor plates, and the only thing you could do was just basically charge from the back to on the outhouse and get straight to the White House in less than a lap or two, and you were maybe like half the track away. These days now we're going more towards the drafting and the pushing zone here, which, you know, I always love a good push, a little bumping and rubbing and racing. With those tight corner pack racing, man, they can get a little crazy, they can get a little hectic out there if you're not careful. We're seeing that on full display right here and now. The onboard camera here now with Neil Quick as he starts to try to hold on, maybe get a little run down there with Vincent Short. The 15 machine going up to the outside, looking in, maybe trying to put the top shelf to good use, but is not sticking in the way I think he was hoping for. Making their way across the field. Let's take a look now at our Spartan Track Tech Talk of the evening here tonight. So again, Talladega Superspeedway, over 2.5 miles of length, this V-shaped configuration. It's the fastest they run on the circuit all season long. At the wind tonight, keeping up with the temperatures as well, so the track will be holding up very nicely out here. But again, it's all about consistency and control of the truck and making sure that you're not trying to bump and run too early. You find your line, and you find your moments and find your chances when they pop up. That's what it's all about. Hunter Clark there in the 51 now, still up our full throttle assault charger of the night, but he's got a little bit of company coming his way here. Chris Wally, the number 5 Silverado Chevrolet, he's up 10 right now and actually tying up Clark put back one here. And Wally, I think, might want to make this one more up on him here. One thing I will say, those stage bonus points are definitely a big hit or a miss here for some drivers, but I think right now that honestly, if you're one of those guys that are trying to make a move off or two, it'll help you for that long haul. And it looks like Chris Wally looked like he was just trying to send it to the full on of extents, but had no help from the outside. He needs a draft partner here. Oh, he's going to get it. Here we go, up on the outside. Vincent Short and him going to work their way down. Trying to draft off one another to get a little bit more help. They need someone in the back to push, or they need one of those guys up front to get out of that line in the middle and come up to the outside. They're not going to get it. I think maybe they were trying to see if it would work early on, if it would not, but it does not appear to be the case, unfortunately, so far. Cheyenne Paula tuning on in, just coming off her race win back here at Richmond here tonight. Congratulations again to her on that victory. Been good to see you tuned on in with us right now. Very clean so far. It's been very optimistically fast, but there's been a lot of movement in the back here. I'm interested to see how they'll do when they get up to the front, how they'll handle their nerves there. But so far, I mean, the biggest thing is they haven't been over observant and they haven't been over abundant on pushing each other around. They've been very tight, very compact, and that's the one thing I do like about this, is that they're keeping their trucks together. That's the key to the game. Saw the little 3 wide slip coming out of turn 3 into turn 4, and once again, Wally kind of put it in the middle of it, but you saw also Mr. Hunter Clark, Vincent Short, and Joshua Funkenhauser, I should say. Or why would he say Funkenhauser? I don't know. I don't know, maybe Joshua likes to take the Funkatown out here. Maybe get a little bit of that upbeat music here. I don't know. Maybe that might be his nickname coming up here. I don't know. We'll see what he can do. I think we're going to have to figure something out for him, though. Because they're rising Spartan 81 right now. They're definitely doing that and then some. Up on the middle end here, yet again, some movement in the back on the outside line. Each driver trying to get something going here. No one wanting to make any mistakes, and they're trying to hopefully push their fullest limits and push the fullest of contact now, because the stage looks like it might be coming to an end here soon. Remember, there are 3 stages here: first, second, and then the final, which will be the final lap shootout. considering we're on an 85 lap race, and because my notes are not on me, if I'm doing the math here, I would say probably their stage would come somewhere around lap 30, I would say. Probably maybe around lap, maybe a lap 28, maybe 26, somewhere around there. Because they do have to have a few laps to get the caution out of the way, so that would be my guess. So I'm going to presume it's going to be around lap 22, 24. And again, I do apologize that I did not have my notes on me there. I should have grabbed those before we went into the race here tonight. Got plenty of other notes we'll go through as we field it in. Looks like Tim Schofield moving it hard on the inside line. The Silverado Chevrolet now putting some whipping and putting a boot down there. Jesse King maybe trying to get back down the bottom. He can't quite get down there just yet though. Tim blocks it off here and trying to make a run there to Matt Henry. Every driver for themselves around here. There are no ways to get around it. You just fight and hope to survive. Brian in the chat saying lap 30. All right, very good there, Brian. Thank you for giving me the keynotes on that one. So lap 30 will be our stage break. We'll take a quick commercial break when we get to that point. But for now, we are going to continue going green flag racing here. Can't thank you guys enough for also tuning on in here tonight. Big crowd on hand, not just in the stands, but in on the show here. Absolutely love seeing that coming on by. And if you guys do enjoy our show, you know what to do. Just like to follow us up here on Facebook. Head over to YouTube, subscribe there. We'll have this race in its entirety there as well after the race, so be sure to check that out. It'll be pretty easy to find. We'll have a custom thumbnail for it, so I don't think you'll have any troubles figuring out which one is it. So. Vincent Short, the number 15 Silverado right now, working it out there with David Trumbull, getting a little bit of a push, a little bit of a spot in there with King as King tries to man his way and muscle his way up to the front. The challenge now for the race lead comes into play as the stage is about to collapse in. Oh, McCann has been leading this one for a good time or two, but the problem is now he's got to be delivered the full throttle assault treatment if Jesse King can get something going with it. Trumbull's right there with him, and look on the outside, you got company. Here comes Aaron Smith in the number 70. He was moving in quick, he was moving up fast, trying to get the virtual racing school number 70 up into the fight, into the stance. So there's been some great action so far and some good battle in between, but I was wondering what trouble was going to invade itself. Vincent Short getting into a little bit of a spin around, manages to save and recover it. Nicely done there, but holy smokes. He was completely sidewinding around there. He had nowhere to go but managed to get out of that one. We'll take a look at the PTM replay. You saw that truck just get completely onto the apron, almost into trouble zone. Another look at it from another angle here. He gets right in there at Funkhauser. That truck was gone, but he brought it back down the bottom, immediately saving it. Unfortunately enough for him, not going to be able to save himself from that one. As stage about to collapse in, drivers go into pit road. They're setting themselves up for the next one. And now it is Chris Wally right up to the front, moving in quickly. Jesse King there on the inside line. Both drivers going to go side by side in this battle. But unfortunately for Mr. Wally, that draft line's not giving him an inch. Not going to give him any chances here. Absolute madness and an incredible race, to say the least, from these drivers on both ends of the spectrum. Already have one big save there and already a lot of battle in between. Good stuff here. And Brian giving us the rundown here on tonight's race here. So again, 30 laps for the stage 1, then caution will have 5, stage 2 25, and then another 5 for the caution, then stage 2 the 20 lap shootout. That was what I referred to earlier on with that final 20. That will be interesting to see. Drivers go into pit road as others get back out on the track. Brian McCann will be the first one to lead the pack in. Tim Schofield there in the number 12 trying to catch up with him as the field works their way down. They got a 3 truck pile up coming up on him quick. Brandon Mefford and Doug Wysocki on the game plan, trying to move their way into position to get a little bit of a jump start with that draft as the stage about to collapse in and give it to an end. And now it might be a little bit of a battle with the Medfords here. Chris and Brandon, they're side by side for just a brief moment. Chris staying out of the way there, I believe, of the family member Brandon, as they start to move up quickly. The guys that went into pit road just a minute ago are now out, and they're fighting it in. Aaron Smith in the number 70, though, one of the only drivers that got out of it quick enough. He is going to be the long runner. So he had a quicker pit stop than everybody else. Brian McCann and Mike Harper actually now catch up with him. I don't think I want to be Mike Harper right about now, knowing what's coming right behind me here. There is a massive field of drivers pushing quick and coming up fast. That's got to be one of the scariest sights to see right now. It's just literally a pack of hungry dogs looking to chase after a big meat, a big ham bone out there or something, man. That is just a sight to be had. It's like being on the short end of the stick. It's like, what do? You just try to block or you try to get out of the way. If I was them, I would try to just watch for them to come around, then get that draft lane as quick as I can. And now they're going to be stopped in a little bit, so they're actually going to get pushed down a slight bit here. And will that be the opening here for Aaron Smith here to stay ahead just long enough? He certainly tried to work that fuel strategy and trying to get that tire strategy as well done. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know if he took tires at all. I think he might have just only took fuel down there. If he did take tires, probably only took 2 and got the heck out of there. Coming up on the final 5 laps here at stage 1 here right now. McCann has got pretty much the big pack leaded in, and they're hunting down faster as they go to Aaron Smith. Smith losing a lot of time. What does he do? Will he try to block and defend, or will he try and race them off? He's going up on the outside. He knows this goose is kind of cooked. He's going to let him get by him real quick as they come across here in turn 1 and 2. This could be interesting to get around lap traffic here. What will they do? McCann stays to the bottom. Harper stays with them. King as well. They'll all file back into position. McCann taking back the race lead. Onto our drone cam right now with Chris Medford here in that Toyota Tundra right now as he works the middle section, the outside cushion, if you will, of this track. This long bank, high center track here at field, working them in. Jesse King on the outside trying to be spoiler here and trying to hopefully get something going with his team crew members behind him. Benson Short doing much of the same, and here comes Medford on the outside. Full throttle assault initiated. He pounds it away up on the outside. Can't quite get the full run to the race lead, though. He'll have to fall back again. And once again, just shows you, once you lose that draft, you pretty much have nothing left. You literally got to be right up there with them and then find a way to cross over in between and get the run off. But they haven't done that yet. All our boys racing saying, shoo, Vince with a nice save, and Shan Ball saying awesome save as well. Looks Baker saying with a nice save. So I'd say right now we know who the save of the night is, but the night is young, my friends. And speaking of young, it looks like I think Jesse King feels like he's not getting any younger. He wants to get up there quick. He's charging ahead now. He'll put it up to McCann there. The Spartan IROC number 3 going to get put to the test here with that 93 right on the outside. Final 3 laps coming up for stage 1. Vincent Short, I think, just kind of waiting in the wings, waiting for opportunity to strike. He knows he's got a good run coming. You can see him moving all over the place. That means he's backing off the throttle just a slight bit, so that way he doesn't ram into the 93 of King there. But he also wants to try to keep it in control. Oh, he gets into contact zone. He gets out a few drivers with him. And the caution comes out there at the worst of times there for them. But Vincent, nowhere to go, and Chris Medford getting a big tag and a half there. I was wondering when that would strike or when that would happen, and unfortunately it did it to him right there off that turn. We'll take a look from the chopper cam here in our PTM Instant Replay. Take a close look at this. Watch the 15 on the middle section of your screen. Watch as the 4 dives up just a slight bit. The draft just got a little too quick on him. Medford gets tagged in. You can see Vincent trying to back off, get the truck to recenter, stabilize it down. He does so, but unfortunately for Medford, he gets sent to the shadow realm, if you will, and nowhere to go there. We'll take a look from his angle here, what he had saw when that came around. Boy, that was a hard little lick there he had to go through, unfortunately, to get into that situation. You can see it right as they go into turn 3. Watch on the left side of your screen, about 11 o'clock position. Watch short. See him and 4 get into it. Medford thinks he's avoided it, and then confounded, I couldn't get out of that mess. But thankfully the truck is okay, and he is all right to continue on. So thankfully doesn't have to worry about that situation all here. And the way things looking right now, with only 1 instant repair tonight, they best not use that up too quickly here. So our first caution of the night, and I believe Brian, you can correct me in the comments section, but I believe that ends the stage. So I believe Jesse King would have won that one, did he not? Nevertheless, a good stage 1. Honestly, if this is what they're going to have for the rest of the race here, I got to say, I think we might be in for a good battle here or two, because that was some good, hard racing from these drivers. Everybody putting on a show and putting on a run. Dan Pratt saying Kyle out there. Pretty sure he meant Kyle Pengraft, or Pendergraft, I believe is how you say it. Pendergraft? Pendergraft, I think. That's why I'm going to go with Pendergraft, and hopefully I'm right there, or if I'm wrong, you guys can come after me for that one. Like I said on top of the show, be aware I may mess your name up, so I swear on my grave I do not try to do it. It just kind of happens. But race fans, while we're under caution, we're going to go ahead and cut to a quick commercial break. But when we come back, stage 2 is in their sights, and it's coming up fast on them. Who is going to win this one and come away with another few set of points? We're going to find out when we return. Well, tonight the Spartan Logistics Management LLC IROC Racing IROC Challenge couldn't be brought to you without the help of Spartan Logistics Management LLC, R&R Racewear, Loud Pedal Gaming, iRacer Lounge Podcasts. We talk all things iRacing in a casual setting, and by Evidence-Based Mommy. Combining science and wellness for thriving families. The Evidence-Based Mommy is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. Thank you again to everybody that helps out with the sponsors, help out with the show here to get everything going. And of course, you fans at home, and I kind of blurred over my lines a little bit there. I promise I'll get better at it. So our first caution of the night here, including I believe that was the stage break here. Drivers having to work off of now the pit strategy they did, and as it looks like Jesse King decides he was not going to go into pit road this time by. I think maybe he's just kind of playing to the drivers here. Didn't full on commit to the line, so he does not have to worry about that. But here is how our pit strategies look right now at the moment. You can see that it has been a wild goose chase, if you will, for some of these drivers. A little bit of a chaotic race for some going into pit road and some backing out of it. But so far, it seems like the folks that went in a little later on may, in my opinion, have the advantage, because they only have a few more laps they have to work off of to get to that next stage here. As the pace lights come up on the pace car here, that means one thing, folks. We're going back to the green flag here in just a minute. King will back down. Looks like they'll let the drivers go ahead here. So looks like our number 2 of Neil Quick will be your new race leader. They'll have Matt Henry in the 19 and Chris Wally behind him here. Field will work their way down into position, getting ready for the next battle here. Brian saying we'll end the stage. Yep, awesome, good to know. It's going to be interesting here. We saw Neil Quick earlier on. He qualified pretty well here tonight. He started 3rd in the position, and he's been pretty good on his shots, pretty good on his run here. And it looks like the flat pace car will go ahead and keep the laps going. So I believe that actually was the end of the stage here, is what he's saying, coming out of lap 30. So the field now will have to work their way around. So they end the stage under caution and move their way in. And I will admit up front, I'll do a lot more studying as we go on with the series, but So far, I gotta admit, guys, these guys are pretty fast, pretty good at what they're doing right now with Talladega. We usually see a new league popping up here on the show. Usually, you see a little bit of kind of craziness and hecticness kind of boiled over to drivers just wanting to push and shove to get up to the front as quick as possible. But I haven't really seen all that much of any of it here so far. These guys have been pretty tame and pretty under control. But at the same time, they've been extremely aggressive and fast on their corners and their runs. They're really laying down a solid number in some times here. I think it's just going to be only a matter of time before we see this one start to shape out a little bit more. Quick looks like he's just kind of playing with that pit road there. He's not going into the full commitment line, so they can't dog him for that. Right now, Chris Wally, the full throttle assault, hard charger of the night, if you will. He is currently up 17 spots, so he will be the man to come after here. But Hunter Clark in that 51, we talked about him earlier. He's up 12 right now. He started 19th here, so he will be another guy to keep your eye on as the field will shape their way in, get settled back down, and then hopefully when we get about another couple more laps in, then we will bring out the green flag restart. So Neil Quick, Matt Henry, Chris Wally, Eric Dodson, and Vincent Short. Actually, Vincent involved in that little wreck actually kind of got cleaned up pretty good there and got things taken care of on his end, so he'll be able to refire and reset him in. Brian Reich saying most of these drivers have been racing together for several seasons now. Very, very good bunch of drivers. Brian, yes, it seems as though they are, my friend. It seems like they haven't really had any troubles, if at all. It seems like they've just been very conservative and consistent. And yeah, I could definitely see them been racing and working together for a long time now. They definitely have shown that and proven it. But I'm not going to lie, I am very curious and very interested to know what it's going to be like on the next races we got coming up. Next time out, we see these drivers, of course, will be at Martinsville Speedway. So that will definitely be a show in its own right. I think that's where these guys are going to be put to the absolute test when it comes to how they handle each other and their nerves. And actually, if you want to know a good way to figure out who's a race winner, actually, you can see on the bottom left corner of your screen there, on that number 5, you see that little checker flag mark there with the winner beside it. That means he has a race win to his name. We saw that earlier on there where I believe it was one of our other drivers coming back into the pit, back into the spot here. I believe it was Jesse King. See if he's got one on his truck there. Presuming that was to show that they're a race winner, or it may just be they had a season champion. Brian, you might want to help me out with that one. I'm not totally for sure there. I'm trying to look through my notes. I still can't find anything about it, my friend. But anyway, next week we'll be at Martinsville, and then on the 22nd we'll head down to Chicagoland. And oh, did I mention also that we'll be heading to a little dirty kind of racing July 29th? Yeah. We're going to my home field, my home track, Knoxville Raceway, on July 29th with these guys. If you wanted to call a dirt track race and watch the trucks go at it, well, you don't have to wait till tomorrow if we can even get that in. Rain, please stay away. Please let us have that race tomorrow. Well, you don't have to miss out on too much because we will have that in its entirety on July 29th. Rain or shine, it don't matter. We'll have it. So the rest of the field going into pit road means Brian McCann and Dakota Clark, they will stay out. So it looks like their pit strategy working to full good use. We'll remind you again how their strategy has been working for them. They actually went in a little earlier on and pretty much now have kind of tempoed and paced their way in with that. So remember, they only got about 25 laps to work with here on this next restart, so they don't have to necessarily go into pit road at a certain time. They just need to really worry about handling the nerves and handling the control out there when it comes to the later half of this one. And I gotta believe with those final 20 laps, there will be no pit stops. It's just full throttle it all out and just give it everything you got to win this one. Lights flicker back to life here and on to the show. Our boys down, Holler Boys Racing. They are saying HBR drivers, number 87, Eric Dodson and Vince Short. Number 15, follow us for free giveaways from our sponsorship, POPL. Well, Holler Boys, I'll give you a little holler and let the fans know about that one. So, but yeah, we've seen Eric Dodson and Vince Short definitely laying into it here tonight. They've been putting up a fight. I think maybe they might be your guys to watch out for as well when you get down to it. If you're wondering who those drivers are, we'll give you a little live view here of them. Here, there is Eric Dodson, part of the Holler Boys crew, as you just heard a minute ago. And then I think we kind of mentioned earlier on, and kind of showing you quite a bit of him, but it never hurts to show him just a little bit more. Talking, of course, about our boy down there, Vincent Short, in that 15 machine. It looks like Brian McCann actually going back to the back here. Looks like he actually had to go for a pit stop or two, I think. Vincent Short will be the race leader, looks like, on the restart, unless that changes again. These guys keep changing things on me out when they come to that restart, man. I'm trying to figure them out. I'm trying to figure out their strategy, man. I think they're trying to get in my head. All jokes aside there. Aaron Smith, Cook Quick, and Tim Schofield and Chris Mefford all going in, as well as McCann, Kopp, King, Mefford, and Wysocki. Brandon Mefford, that is, to be exact, and Chris Mefford, so both the Mefford family members. The field will work their way down into this position, into the run. Pace lights have come back off on the pace car. And I believe it's about time we get back to the shootout here. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is our very first showcase, our very first showing of the Spartan Logistics Management iRacing IROC Challenge Series. And no, I don't plan on saying that 3 times here over as fast as I can. That's a mouthful, but I mean, they gotta admit though, these guys, absolutely wonderful to pleasure to talk to earlier on. I actually met with a few of these guys here, and I had a little bit of word with them, and they just, honestly, the biggest thing I kind of noticed was just very friendly, very energetic drivers. Like, they always had like that little oof to them. Like, they were just ready to go. Like, when they said they were going to get in the trucks and they were getting in the race tonight, they're like, yeah, man, we're ready. Whereas some folks around here at Talladega, I've met, they don't want to race there. They want to stay as far away they can. These guys, no, they want to go at it. They want to have a little fun. And that's what it's all about, just having fun out there and racing your race. I know iRacing can be a very competitive and all-out grueling sport, but there's one thing we can all agree on, is that when it's fun, it is fun. And it looks like this time by, we're going to get back to the green flag restart. So Vincent Short, your 15, the HBR boys, or the Holler boys racing, they're going to be your guy to keep an eye on. But that 38 of Dakota Clark, it's not too far behind, although there is a little bit of damage on that left rear end there. Will that affect the draft package for him, and will that affect the handling of the truck? We're about to find out here, because those aerodynamics need to be put to good use and full effect if they want to survive this. Pace car comes off this time around out of turn 4, leads them back into pit road. And the drivers now ready and settle themselves in. Here we go, now leading them down in, back to the green flag, flying them off. Here we go, back them up, here we are, firing down. Vincent Short leads them out. And right out of the gate, Dakota Clark's damage on that left rear end definitely being thrown to good use here. Unfortunately, not a good start for him, having to fall back in position. He'll have to work his way off of that one and hope for the best here. Loud Pedal Gaming coming on in, saying we're going green now. Loud Pedal, yes we are, sir, here we go. Up to the front now, a little bit of a hard charge, and there it is. We have ourselves another one. We have ourselves a new leader. He joins the pack of drivers here tonight. Kyle Pennygraph is now your race leader in the number 14 machine. The Silverado Chevrolet right now being put to good use and putting Butto on an all-out shot that he makes it down. David Trumbley there in the 96 Ford F-150 trying to work his way on the inside line. While Dakota Clark tries to now make that damage that ran in feel like nothing and being put into position here. He works his way with Vincent Short. Side by side, it's the tandem draft package now being put to good use here. Everybody on their feet in the stands. They're watching a battle up to the front. And speaking of up to the front, here comes that number 2, Neil Quick. Oh, he's coming up fast, coming up quick. Little bobble there from Hunter Clark, though. And that 51, he got onto the apron, had a little bit of a problem there. Mike Harper, he's also got a little sideways, a little loosey-goosey. He's back on it though, back into position. Chris Wally now moving back up to the front, looking for a little bit of a charge here. He doesn't need to charge the battery. He's got a full-on charge ready to go. Moving up on the outside line. Looks like Neil looking for an opening, or excuse me, I think that's, yeah. Yep, actually that's Mike Harper there in the 4, but that is the 2. There is Neil Quick. Moving up, high side, looking for a melon, looking for a shot. Can't quite get it just yet. Still anybody's position, anybody's race as they lead him in. Oh boy, the man beast now tunes on in with us here. Holler Boys Racing saying, great racing. Yes, indeed. This has been this absolutely phenomenal racing in my opinion. Back their way into position here. Everyone now it is looking to be a little bit of a hot spot, hot shot round here. As the field starts to close in on the halfway point, this is where things get really interesting. At lap 55, that'll be when we throw out that last caution. We throw out that last stage caution. And then it is showtime for that final 5 last caution laps that let in to the 20 to go. Coming around, they fire him down into position here. Everybody's still hammering away, doing everything they can to keep up with this. I think I might have said by accident lap 55, I meant lap 60. Sorry, my math was off tonight there, guys. These guys have been going so fast, I think they might have literally maybe lose a few brain cells down here. I can't keep up with the speeds, man. These guys are just going way too fast for me to keep up, and I guess my brain's not keeping up the same way. But right now, top speeds are being hit up at 196 miles per hour. Brian McCann doing that out there as they charge them off from the back straightaway. You can just see a pack of hungry trucks coming in quick and coming up hard. The onboard camera here with Dakota Clark in that 38 Ford F-150 as Vince Short goes back up to the outside looking for a little help, but he's not getting it from Dakota. He goes straight to the inside, makes the run. But Chris Wally says, hey buddy, I got you, man, I'll help you. Help you get past you a little bit. Here he goes on the outside once more. Wally, fast on the speed, battling it out. Looking like a blistering fish out there. He would have caught him a walleye out there, man. He's really swimming close. He's just really going up the creek and just swimming it towards the feeds there. I don't think that's going to be his nickname, by the way. We was trying to find a few nicknames out there, but I don't think Chris Walleye, the Walleye Wally is a good nickname. I don't know. You can tell me on that one later on, man. I don't know. Maybe we don't even need nicknames. I think these guys just kind of made a name for themselves just by what they're doing out here. David Tremblay looking like he's got a bit of a run going here. Currently, he is our tie with our top 2 hard chargers of the night. Kyle Penningraph and David Tremblay tied at 12, but the guy behind him, Hunter Clark, up 16 at the moment. And Vince Short apparently not feeling too short of a run. He's got a little help there from Mike Harper in the number 4. Harper pushing up quick and pushing up fast, trying to help them out. Holler Boys Racing saying, great broadcast, guys. You are awesome. Oh, man, appreciate that. Brian Wright saying, agree. Fantastic broadcast. I can't thank you guys enough for that. That's what we want to hear. We want to give you guys the best show around. And so far, I think these drivers are doing more of the talking than we are here at the show, to be honest with you. Clark now getting put into the little bit of a field position here. He's going the inside line. As the outside of him is Tim Schofield. The Chevrolet Silverado now looking to draft the outside in a little bit. Chris Wally now. Oh, the blistering walleye just goes right into the race lead. We have ourselves another new leader He takes the race lead, but there's one problem. Brian McCann is not done with the run just yet. He goes up to the race lead. We have ourselves another new leader. Well, that didn't take long. I thought Wally was going to keep that one for a second. McCann was like, nope, you're hitting the can tonight, my man. You're going back to the back. My, oh my, oh my. And now, oh no, here we go. This is what I was waiting for. This is going to be a crossover gate now. Tim Schofield punching his ticket up to the front. The outside line drafting their way in. No one is going to give an inch here as they lead him off. The only thing these drivers want to do right now is just get up there fast and get this one going. They know what they must do in order to do that. A little bit of pushing, a little shoving, but get that draft line lined up and then just send it. Send it straight, send it fast, send it quick, send it hard. Or as a good friend of mine would once say, just send it, my friend. Harper right now, a little bit of a pickle here. You can see him a little sideways, a little loosey-goosey there beside Matt Henry. You can see right there on our onboard camera, though, how much Matt Henry is literally gripping that wheel down. He's literally got that thing in a perfect 10 and 2. And just wheeling that thing in, trying to hold him on. With the wheelbases on these trucks, man, they've got to make sure they got them dialed in just right, especially when you got drivers coming up fast and coming up quick. I would say we have another new leader, but the problem is, I think that might go away pretty quickly if Kyle Pennygraph can get ahead, but we'll give him the overlay for the moment. Tim Schofield is your new leader. But for how long? Because on that outside, that run's coming up. The bottom line needs to start getting things dialed in a little bit more because that outside is just absolutely toying with them when it comes to changing in position and changing in the run. Neil Quick, the number 2 now, feeling like he might be a quick time around here because he is pushing it up with that number 3 in McCann. McCann now trying to block him off, trying to keep him away from that charge there. You can see everyone's still doing their own way, going their own route. Some going up high, some going down low. In the back of the pack right now, you can see some of our drivers we were talking about earlier on just kind of lowing off a little bit. That doesn't necessarily mean they're slowing down because they're out of the race. It just means mainly they could be saving their tires up or saving up for one big run. A lot of times when you see guys in the back kind of backing off, it means they're ready to send it straight up to the front. Like Chris Mefford and Brandon Mefford right now, I think they're just kind of timing back and just kind of waiting in for the time to pull off, especially if they're going to start doing crazy things like this here. 3 wide salutes. Turn 3 and 4, you got 2 of them. We might have 3 coming up. Oh, they hold them down nice and gentle, boys. Easy. Don't get too crazy with this one. Oh, no, I don't think they want to do it anyway. Quick on the outside, Clark in the middle. He's the meat of the sandwich. Chris Wally pulling up fast, pulling up quick. Any man's race, any man for themselves. We've talked about it before here. I think I might need a glass of water by the time we get to the stage here, guys. I'm starting to lose my voice from this one. Oh, boy. The iRacing IROC series is saying in the chat, new leader. Well, thanks for reminding me. Yes, we got a new leader. His name just happens to be the King, Jesse King. The 93 takes the race lead. He is the charger of the night. But right behind him, Kyle Pennygraph coming alive here in stage 2. He is absolutely putting on the power, putting on the pedal. There's a reason why we're nicknamed Pedal to the Metal Racing TV. Because when you're on the show, if you're not putting that pedal to the metal, what are you doing here? Well, they certainly there. We're going to do it just that. Trumbulley up on the outside, little bump there to Schofield. Schofield right in the middle of the meat of the sandwich now of the 3 wide salute. Clark going up high, looking for an opening, trying to get out of that crossover situation. That's a dangerous spot to be in, is trying to cross around there with a lot of drivers coming up quick there. Any wrong move, and the next thing you know, that truck is going to get taken out, and you're going for a ride with it. On the front end here now, Matt Henry wants to have a piece of the race lead. Stage 1 was all about timing and just being conservative. Stage 2, well, that went out the window really quick. And I can say right now, I am extremely excited to see what that final stage represents, but they still got to get past stage 2 here. Henry looking to make the move, make the runoff. Can right there with them. Oh, look out the wall. He's got some help. He's getting a little bit of a push up there. That number 2, and Neil Quick is helping him out, but he's not getting enough of it because there's just too many drivers packing him in the bottom and the middle. Matt Henry now with a slight lead, a little bit of a half a truck length coming down the back straightaway. Both drivers in a hot battle here. McCann now trying to do the same thing that he did earlier on, just put him back, push him up quick and push him in fast. You can see Wally still trying to find some help out there. Schofield now in the middle section here, trying to run his field in. Henry coming here side by side. These drivers back and forth with one another. If they came to the finish line right there, if that would have been a 200 of a second gap between the drivers, that would have gone to Henry. And speaking of gone to Henry, he gets himself a new leader credential because he has taken over the race lead from that one. But not for long, because once again, King is trying to be like Richard Petty and be the king. First of his name, second of his kind, trying to pull his way down and see if he can have all the pride to dine. All our boys race saying them HBR drivers hooked up now. They are indeed. And I think they're more than just hooked up. I think they're literally delivering the goodies and delivering the credits here. I think they're just trying to just keep each other in play and keep each other online. Stay out of trouble. That'd be my thing to say right now. Don't do anything too crazy and just watch what you're doing. In the back here right now, Dodson, we talked about him a little earlier on, right as he starts to move into the position. He's got his fellow teammate right behind him, Vincent Short, coming up quick, although I guarantee if they get to that finish line on the final lap, there's no teammates anymore. It's just who can outrace the other here. I know this all too well because I've got that same habit whenever I'm on this track. I don't care about teams or anything like that. It's just like get up to the front, I'm going to go for broke. And these drivers have been going for broke, seems like almost every lap or so and so many times around, but yet they still manage to conserve and save themselves some issues here as the final 10 laps now approach for stage 2. King and Henry are just battling it forth here. Everyone right behind them. Maybe being a little more conservative, maybe looking to help each other when they have to. I'm interested to know if McCann can get a run off there with Henry, considering what he did earlier on. And yes, for the record, that is Dale Earnhardt on his picture there. You can probably guess why he's driving the number 3 tonight. Although I would love to say the old mantra, I will not in honor of Mr. Earnhardt because I would probably get copyright strike and I probably would get in trouble. So, Teresa, do not come after me for that one, please. Coming right down on the front straightaway here. Schofield right in the middle yet again on the inside line. Hunter Clark trying to dive him down, trying to hold him off. Chris Wally trying to be a walleye in the river and move up quick the stream. Every driver for themselves here. Nobody giving an inch yet. Still nice and even keeled, paced around, nice in position. The 5 now. Wally looking to make it work, make it stick down there. He's got Medford right behind him, giving him a little bit of a hand here too. Boy, you look at the focus right now. Look at the way that helmet is dived in straight. Look at the way he moves his hands in. Extremely focused. No sudden movements. No wasted movement at all. It's all meant with purpose, meant with reason. And that's what you have to do to be successful as a driver. Not waste anything on the truck, car, vehicle, whatever you drive out there. Make sure you only have the best dialed in and be sure to put up a fight when you have to. If you got fenders or no fenders, it doesn't matter. The only thing we're out here to do is to be the fastest and be known as the best. But sometimes you got to put a little bumping and rubbing in there just to make it a little more interesting. Because sometimes there is someone that tries to be faster than you and you're going to end up getting into it one way or another. Mike Harper now moving up to the field. He's up 12 at the moment here. Hunter Clark falling behind him there, up now 14 as well. Pengraff right now in that 14. Trying to look for an opening, looking for a little bit of a slingshot maneuver as they pace their way down across the front straightaway yet again. Wally on the outside still. I don't even think he's left the outside line. I think he's been pretty much hanging out this entire time. I swear, he just wants to hang by the banks there up on the outside. I think that's why I'm calling him a walleye out there. He's so fast like one, but he also seems to like hanging around the banks there. Where I catch my fish out, but then again, I'm not down here in Alabama fishing. We're at Talladega County, just watching these drivers go at it with each other, doing everything they can to put on a show for you fans at home, while also trying to get some serious points and some victories in. And here we go. Pit strategy comes into effect. Pengraff, though, will stay out. McCann stays out. Looks like some drivers kind of toying with him a little bit down there, just trying to see who would fall for the bait. But remember last time we got to stage one. Remember last time in stage one, though, this is where things got into trouble territory. They've got to watch it. They've got to make sure they stay out of that problem mag zone and stay in a good runner proverbial line, if you will. Trumbull starting to make them tremble a little bit as he pulls ahead. Pengraff, unfortunately, losing all that runoff. Now McCann takes over the race lead once again. Time starting to click away here. I think he's just starting to push one little more position in, one more spot down. Hoping for the best and maybe hoping for it to work. And Hunter Clark on the outside, a little bit of a charge here for your battle for third. Clark going for broke, as you see there. Schofield and him right there with him. Pengraff now trying to hold him down, trying to stabilize it in as well. Every driver for themselves on that stage win here. They definitely want some points, and they're going to need to get it quickly with only 5 laps remaining in the stage. Trumbull probably setting up McCann and almost got a deja vu from the last time we saw this. Once again, you see the 70 of Aaron Smith on the outside line. Unfortunately, though, the strategy last time didn't work. This strategy didn't work either. They'll have to go with the back here a little bit more, and he's going to be put back a lap down. Tough shot there for him, but a tough break for him to say the least. Clark, though, not giving an inch there to Schofield. Schofield doing everything he can. Pengraff now goes in for pit road. He'll send it off down in there and see if he can get that set up for the next stage. I think maybe he just didn't want to try to overuse it and overdo it for this stage. I think he's really more focused on that final stage. Might be a smart strategy out there. Coming out of turn 2 there, looks like Trumbull might have had a little bit more of a run off there than Can did. Judging by our times right now, really both drivers dead even on that. It's really no point trying to figure that out. The best laps here, everybody laying down a solid 51. No one getting into the 50s here tonight. But I guarantee you for one of them, they were more focused on getting that run in and getting that little spot down. Now the pit strategy is going to come into effect here for McCann and them. They'll go in. And that means our drivers in the back here, which are at a little bit of a war zone here, are going to fight it down. They've got to hurry quick if they want to get those stage points in. McCann and them probably just seeing maybe if they could win that last stage and really focusing on that pit fuel mileage and strategy. Tires definitely not a big issue, but they will be a really big issue for that final stage. I almost guarantee it. King and Harper right now at it. The King, first of his name, second of his kind, trying to deliver the goods and hope he can keep off that number 4 of Harper. A little damage there on that right side. You can see the scrapes, bruises, and beaten battered of that thing. It has been to war and back, but it's still hanging in there and it's still putting up a fight. 3 to go for the stage. And now Wally coming up fast as well, man. I swear, that guy just does not give up the outside line, does he? He seems to find something up there I can't seem to find when I'm in without a draft partner. He is just doing everything he can to make it work up there, but yet he just somehow gets kind of caught up on the outside of it, if you will, no pun intended. It's like an outsider looking in. You just can't get a runoff or anything dialed in there. Harper now. Uh-oh. Here you can see a little bit of movement up front. That's not good. That can get interesting here. 2 to go. Or excuse me, I believe that will be 1 to go now. In this case here, coming off. Looks like King gonna have his hands full and his hands tied behind with Harper. Harper looking for an opening here, looking for a shot around. If he could just get past King on the outside, I think that's really what he's going to shoot for. But he's really diving in to get the inside run more than anything. Now Wally back up the outside. I think the boys back there forgot he was coming up on him. He dives up a little bit here and kind of closes the gap off. King trying to defend Harper off. Wally going one last full throttle run. He's got a line, but he doesn't have a push. Now that front straightaway is going to be the biggest issue because now it's just a drought race. To get up there into the front, King defends off Harper this lap. Now leading into lap 60 of 85. All right, so for sure, one more time by, and then we will go to our final stage break, I believe. Harper, maybe just seeing what Wally did a minute ago, maybe just trying to see if he's going to have to make that move off of that. Because he knows if he does it again, he'll have to try to hang in with him. And looks like a little bit of help there from Aaron's, from the 38, I should say. He's going to give Wally a little bit of a shot, a little bit of a fair shake at this one. Moving their way down in right now. Coming off out of turn 4 though. King with the run, but here comes the 87 of Dawson. Getting help from his teammate there, Vincent Short, leading him down to the front straightaway. Stage is coming to an end as they come to the finish line. Oh, it was a drag race to the end, but Dawson gets him by about a 200th of a second gap there. And a strong finish run to end that one off. He will get the stage points and pull it home there for the Holler Boys. Wow. Talk about putting up the boots and putting on the fight there when he had to. Dawson had given everything and then some to get that stage win, and if this is what is to come here, then oh my, we might just be in for a show and a treat, my friends. Well, race fans, how about that? 2 stages in, wild, frenetic, all out madness and pacing. And I know you are just as ready as I am to see the last bit. How would you like it, folks? What do you say? 20 laps to go to the main event for the final stage. You want to see these drivers give it their all and push these things to their absolute limits? Let me hear you in the chats. We're getting ready for it. iRacing, IROC Series thing, one hell of a stage 2. Yes, sir. It was indeed. And I got to leave for that State Farm Ford F-150 of Eric Dotson. He's got to be feeling awfully comfortable now knowing he's got a good leg and a half now to work off of and work with this. But will he be able to continue this one in? Will he be able to finish this race out and continue his streak into the final spot? The stage points is his, but will he get the final points in the final stage? Race fans, there's only one way to find out. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick commercial message. Well, race fans, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Spartan Logics Management LLC, by R&R Racewear, by Loud Pedal Gaming, by iRacers Lounge Podcast. We talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. And by Evidence-Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for thriving families. Evidence-Based Mommy is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. Thank you again to those folks out there that have helped sponsor up this show and help get this one off the ground. The IROC series, guys, cannot thank you guys enough. Also, if you guys want to, I know we talk a lot about our merchandise on the show, but I'll tell you one thing, the IROC series boys, they have their own merchandise line as well. So remember those links I said earlier about? Just check them on out as well in the comment section down below. You'll be able to catch all that and then some and get a good look. Nikki Short coming on in tonight saying awesome race and a fantastic broadcast. Nikki, thank you so much for the compliment there. We do appreciate that. We've been doing this for about a whole year now, and honestly, it kind of cheers me up a little bit. We've even done a whole year of this madness. I still can't even believe it. I'll be honest, when you go back, if any of you guys ever have gone back and watched some of our old broadcasts, like the first time we ever started doing these things, man, was that rough. we did not, we had our presentation looking pretty, kind of off appearance, everything. We had the simracingapps.com, and I love those guys over there, but admittedly, we needed to refresh and straighten up, and got everything working with this new overlay system and everything there. We're still working out a few kinks. We got a few new things we're still trying to figure out there. Can't wait to show you guys what we got in mind and what we in store, but I can say part of it is that little thing you see right there on the top right screen showing our sponsors off here tonight. Definitely helps save us a few words of encouragement and trouble there, so at least that pops up and helps us out here, and I gotta believe the sponsors like it as well. So right now, as we look at it here, currently Matt Henry is out on the field. I'm not going to say who's going to be our race leader until we actually go to the final, until we get that pace lights off with the 20 to go here. Because last time I tried that, these guys ended up switching them around quicker than I can switch out a pair of pants around here. So I am not going to try and figure out who's going to be in the race lead here to start until we actually get to the race lead start. Spartan Transportation LLC saying, love it, Spartan. Great to have you on board, guys. Thank you so much for tuning on in the iRacing IROC series. Asking the question I think we were going to ask as well. Who's everyone's pick for the win? You fans, tell me at home. Who do you have as your pick to not only win the final stage, but take home the points and take it and talk with us in the top three? We'll have the top three interviews after the race, so if you want to hear your favorites and your drivers, well, sure to keep on board here with us as we get ready for them. Laying them down here. Pace lights are off on the pace car. I believe we're supposed to go one more lap around before we go to the racing. So you said it was like 20 to go on the restart, so should have one more lap in, I would think. Right there, Brian? I think it's got like my iRacing official down there. I can rely on him to help me out. Just can't keep me under wraps. Keep me under good there, yeah. Loud Pedal Gaming right now, they have selected their choice. They are selecting Kyle Pengraff in that number 14 machine. He is their choice to win this one. A good solid choice in my opinion. Definitely a driver that will be up with the tail end of this field and now moving up quicker to the front. I think he's got one last thing to show, and that is going to definitely be interesting to see here. I do not pick favorites on this show, although I will say up front right now, my top guys, I'm going to probably name off 5 of them just so I keep myself away from the broadcaster curse, but right now I'm kind of looking at 3 of McCann right now. He's bad fast and reminds me a little bit of the old senior days where he knew how to run the plate tracks like the back of his hand. But I'm not going to lie, Jesse King and Eric Dotson, those are my other 2 out of the bunch. I know Dotson's in the back of the pack right now, but I got a feeling, man, he can work it up as quick as he can move it. I think he's going to be one of those guys you got to watch out for. If I threw in a wild card, I think I'm going to go with Mike Harper on this one, guys. I think he's going to be my wild card pick here, and it looks like we are going to go back to the racing here, so this is it. Stage break is over. No more cautions unless a wreck happens. There's going to be 21 laps for the main event. This is where things get crazy and things get out of hand a little bit more, as if they didn't already enough. You want more action? You want a little more racing? These guys are here to deliver it. To the green flag they go, to the Spartan restart zone. Here we go. Out of the gate, immediately out of the start here, Trumbley getting a run on the outside, but it is Matt Henry now who moves in the inside, making a charge off. One of my wild card picks, the number 4, Mike Harper, getting a good run off there, getting a little bit of a position down. He goes down to defend. He knows Hunter Clark's coming up on it fast, blocks him in. Here comes Brian McCann, though, up on the outside. Crossover there, now looking for position. Harper looking to try to get the inside line of Henry there. He gave him a good shot, but he couldn't quite get it to pass. They go 3 wide for second. As McCann takes the race lead away, Trumbull having to stay out of the trouble zone. You can see Wally once again just working the outside top shelf, working the bottom shelf. Most of these guys are tonight. Brian Wright saying, don't count out the Pink Bandit here tonight. Well, I definitely would say so. Brian Birdwell tunes on in saying the number 83 of King. Should be 5 caution laps after stage. That's what I thought anyway. Nicky Short saying go short. And then Holler Boys saying he's 7 and 15. As we get a good look from the chopper cam of these guys working their way down across the back straightaway. That was just to go to show you there from our chopper cam just how tight and how close these guys have to hold on to that 3 wide salute. One wrong move or one little slight slip up in the steering, and you're looking at a big one here. Ooh, Wally, don't go down too low though, my friend. Whoa! Just getting a little close down there for my liking. I think you got to step on that top shelf if you're going to be up there, my man. Kind of moving his way through the field here. Everybody now charging around. Looks like Wally's ignoring my advice. He's like, I don't really care. I'll mark this top shelf and I'll just keep moving up to the front, draft or no draft. Well, he's certainly making a monkey out of me tonight, that's for sure. McCann falls back. Trumbull now moves into position. He now has the race lead in sight, which means we now have ourselves a new leader. He takes position over. But McCann is almost feisty. A wily vet almost looking to just make the charge. You can see him putting that front bumper to the rear end of Trumbull on the back straightaways and keeping it ever so close to him. The speeds they can carry around now with that kind of a draft, that kind of a push, it's just what absolutely amazes me and keeps her going. 18 remain. When they referred to the Pink Bandit earlier on, they're referring to our boy that I've kind of referred to as the walleye of the group because he runs so fast upstream on the outside banks. I honestly kind of think he is the walleye Wally. I don't know. I'm kind of sticking with that, guys. I think I might have to stick with it because it seems like a good fit for him. Although we'll let him decide for that. He can come out. He'll come after me for that one if he doesn't like it. So we'll move him off down the back straightaway here. Turn 3, moving him down in. McCann right in the middle. That's not where he usually is. Usually he's up on the outside or on the bottom. He's got company up there. King on the outside, rocking him in. Schofield looking to maybe make a little charge off that, try to help him work his way down in position. This is what it looks like when you're in that pack racing situation. Just madness all around you, just trying not to make a mistake. You gotta watch yourself, you gotta time every move just right. 3 wide race lead, McCann backed and in there. You saw the drivers getting a little closer than I think they wanted to. King was holding on for dear life. He just couldn't get it to stick, but now he's going to try one more time and get a little help from the Hollard boys because they got right behind him. You got Vincent. You got Dodson. They're coming up, and they're trying to help him out. All right, now, if you wanted to see a sight to sore eyes, I'm putting my drone cam to good work down there. Here you go, boys. Trumbull is literally, this is what he's seeing in his rearview mirror. Meanwhile, this is what we're seeing on the show right now. The drone cam being put to good use, and don't worry, Trumbull can't see that drone cam flying right at him. I spray painted it with a little bit of extra cement coating, make sure it looked like it was blending into the ground. I'll tell you one thing that's not blending in the ground though, is a 3 wide salute for the race lead, popping back up. King, McCann, Trumbull, everybody in a hot pursuit, hot battle. 3 wide salutes for the battle for this position. They move him down out of turn 2, and it looks like the top shelf finally is getting put to good use. King with the run on the outside, and now Schofield moving in quickly. Got a big run coming up again on the inside of the middle spot. Charges it in to the front stretch. Schofield goes up high, gets a little bit of a bump there from Quick. These guys are absolutely putting on a show. 4 wide salute down the front straightaway. They lead him in. Each driver trying to hold their own. Hoping for something left they can. They have to keep out of trouble. 15 remain. Woo! Oh, this is getting a little out of hand for my liking, but they are still not done. Oh, no, they're not done at all, man. They were comical collecting stage 1, and then they were kind of sweepers until they got near the end of the stage. Stage 2, they were starting to charge in around a mid-track from that straightaway. Big wreck in the home stretch. Huge wreck infield. The two of Quick has crashed in. Big wreck on the back, and Quick is still flipping into the round. Oh, my. Neil Quick gets the ride of his life, and maybe not the one he was thinking of, he wanted to see. Huge wreck there, unfortunately sends him back into the Shadow Realm zone. What on earth happened here? Looking right at it, King. Oh, pen grab. Oh, man. Quickly, they got sent in, thrown around, and just thrown like a ragdoll out there. Ouch. He had nowhere to go and just got completely demented in there, man. Holy cow. Well, we're going to take a look at one more angle. They're coming in turn 2 here. We're going to take a look on the chopper. Yeah, we're going to get a couple more angles in, actually. Just let these guys get kind of refocused in. Watch very carefully here on that orange 14. Pendraft right here. One of our guys, one of the drivers chosen earlier on. Watch as he sees an opening here for Quick, as he sees it going in. You see Quick opens the door up. But unfortunately, Quick did not close it in time. And that's the one thing you got to worry about when you try to block like that, is the risk you run. Thankfully, we're not like Logano out there and having to worry about that issue kind of popping in for real life sake. But then again, that's a different story. So I'll probably keep my mouth shut on that one. One more look at it from our onboard camera here. We're now looking on with David Tremblay. Quick right here, kind of gives him a little run here and tries to get out of that mess, and then next thing you know, well, that was a camera right there. I didn't even see that one coming. Whoa! And Clark gets a little tag from him as well. I didn't even see the two drivers right beside him there as they're coming in. What a camera angle that was. Nice work, producers. That was a pretty cool camera angle we saw there, but unfortunately for some of them, I think the angles they saw was not what they were hoping for in this case. Big one has appeared itself. Yes, Brian Birdwell and Robbie Lore saying Chaos, the Mullet Man has joined us. Great to have you on board, sir. Holler Boys Race saying 4 wide. What? Yeah, that's Talladega for you, man. It could get that crazy. Brian Birdwell saying 2 just turned down on the 14. Yeah, he did. Kevin McCann saying, I don't think anyone has flipped more than Neil. I don't know, guys. I've never seen these guys in action before, so I'll take your word for it in this case. But that does now shorten up the race leak just a little bit. Now, with this being our third caution of the night, this is now going to turn into an absolute shootout, because with only 10 laps to go, if you thought a 4 wide slew was crazy, I've seen these guys get crazy before and do 5 wide slews in the trucks, so I'm not counting them out to not do that. Especially if that race leads on the line, I wouldn't blame them. But yeah, the 2 unfortunately just kind of turned down a little bit, and again, I think he was just trying to get back down there and block because he knew the 14 was going into that opening, but that was the wrong move, unfortunately. But in that moment, again, think of the driver's perspective. When you are in that situation, you're in that moment, you're not thinking about trying to go ahead and just open the door up and get back in it. No, you're literally in quick second reaction. Your first thought is get back down and block, trying to get some speed back up, because what you were doing was not working. He thought the outside line might work and that it would go well for him, but when it didn't, he tried to get back down and block and defend. And, you know, I'm going to say this right now, you know, Stokes might come at me for this one, but there's nothing wrong with the block. But I also feel like when you're blocking on a super speedway, that's the risk you run, and that's what ends up getting you into trouble. So you can take my word for it, but in my opinion, the way I look at it, if you're going to go ahead and block on a super speedway, you better know you have a little bit of room to get it done just in time. When it's tight like that, I would not go for it. I would back off and then try to get a run in later. Unless it was literally the last lap and you're going on to that front straightaway. That's a block you really just have to be very careful of and very aware of. But again, you know, like I said, it's just in the heat of the moment. It's easy for me to say in the broadcast, but that's easy. That's not easy for these drivers out there. They're going at blistering speeds over 190 miles per hour. You think for 1 second they're even going to think about that, or trying to think like, oh, maybe I should do this or maybe I should do that? No, it's you guys. They do it right on the spot, right on the time. So Neil Quick definitely did the right move on trying to get some speed on the outside. It just, unfortunately, he just came down at right on the 14, and there was no room for either one of them. So a tough break there for him, and hopefully he is okay, and he is going to be able to recover and get back out with us here next time out when they travel down to Martinsville Speedway for our next showing. All right, folks. Calm down the situation, and we're going to get a little crazier here and get it all crazy down. So Loud Pedal Gaming coming on in saying I tried to take advantage when he opened the door but just couldn't move fast enough to get past him. Yeah, that's definitely the right move and the right call there, but it's like I said, man, it's just unfortunate. It's just an unfortunate incident. It's racing, you know, but I mean, again, I've kind of given my thoughts on that, so I'm not going to get into that again. So, but nevertheless, we still got a packed field in here. Neil Quick, I guarantee you, he'll be back though. He'll be tougher than ever. So, Neil, if you're hearing this, man, rest up quick, man, because I know that wreck was a little bit hard. It was definitely a hard lick here in half there. So right now, though, our top 10 looked like this: Doug Wysocki, Matt Kopp, Chris Mefford, Brandon Mefford, Cook Quick, Hunter Clark, David Tremblay, Vincent Short, Jesse King, and Brian McCann. Now, why am I bringing up the top 10? Isn't it kind of obvious around here, guys? These drivers literally could be your race winner, because any one of them can move in quick and move it up to the front as fast as they can here. We're going to see it here now. Back on. Get the caution flag out of here. Get this one back up and running. We are going to be down to the final 11. It's a shootout here at Talladega. Green flag flies back on out. McCann gets the jump start to lead him in. Every man for themselves. There is no more There is no more being nice and gentle. This is not a Mayweather and Logan Paul fight. This is or Jake Paul fight, or whatever it is. Those Paul brothers. We are now in the full-on Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. Throw the haymakers, throw the punches, and get this one going. Every driver for themselves. No room to make a mistake. It's get going, get quick, get it in. Jesse King on the middle section right now, working his way down. David Tremblay trying to help him out, trying to move it up on the outside. On the outside, looking in though. Look out from behind, Aaron Smith. The number 70 just blistering by in that Silverado Chevrolet. Putting on a fight, putting on a run, trying to get up there quick. The Hollerin' boys are now on the spot here. Vincent Short takes the race lead with only 10 to go. Oh, he's going to have some company, though. The first of his name, second of his kind. Jesse King is right there on the binders. Oh, the crossover now delivered on the outside. Pushed it in quickly. Tremblay having a back off for McCann. McCann now trying to get back in and move up quick and move it down the position. Every driver for themselves. A lot of movement and back and forth here, defending him off. Jesse King now takes the race lead. Remember what I just said a minute ago about this not being a hugging contest. This is now an all-out fist to fight it out at a brawl. That's the kind of racing we love around here. The pedal is being put to the full-on metal. The drivers of the Spartan Management Logistics iRacing IROC series are being put to the ultimate test. They want to do everything they can to try to hold this one down and get one last big laps around as they come around 9 laps to go. On the outside again, looks like a little bit of a run there from Short. You can see there Vincent trying to get help from the back. Will they get that run? Watch that outside line. Will they get the draft? Nothing's going for him though. Vincent will have to fall back yet again. Pacing their way in, still a side-by-side battle. It's a duel, it's a war, call it what you will. It doesn't matter, we just know it's going to be a fight. It's just going to be a hard run to the end. Who might make the mistake? We saw the big one a minute ago. Will we see another one? The sky's set. The track is starting to get a little dimmer down here. They got to finish this one out quickly before that sun goes completely down. A beautiful sunset over the horizon to an all-out war going on inside not just the cars, but inside those helmets, inside those gloves, on a track that is well known for its speed and goodness and diversity. Kyle Pendraft now back up to the front. He moves in quick. He's looking for the shot. Moves in quickly to fight him off with Jesse King, but McAnnon pushing them way back on the bottom. And it appears the bottom line is where to go, where to run him down. All our boys racing Sing to the front. They are definitely indeed. They're looking for an opening in the walleye. Wally right now looking to fire him out down there as well. Every man for themselves. 7 to go. Things are going to get a little crazy. Things are going to get a little hectic. Let's just say it now. Wally looking for a little help, but he still can't get that outside. I think the track might be loosening up there, up on the outside. The track's got a little more stickiness on the bottom. That maybe because of the weather dying down, the track might be fading away on the outside. The only way to run off might be the middle and the bottom. If that's the case, then it's all about timing here and getting a good push. But how much pushing is too much? How much will they do to win this out? King now doing a good job here defending off the bottom. McCann knows he's going to have to find a way around him. And the field coming up fast, coming up quick. Wally once again just does not give up down there, does he? He's only looking at one thing and one thing only. And it's just moving up on the outside. It is filthy, to say the least, just how well he's handling it up there. Dakota Clark, 38, now moving ahead. Vincent Short doing the same. Dotson falling right behind here. Now the driver's going to have to move their way up. Hunter Clark, the 51 now, looking to try to get a push off there on Pendraft. Pendraft right now just hanging in there, hanging on. King looking on the inside, making a run for it as they move him on down out of turn 3 and 4. This is the craziness of plate track racing at its finest, and now this is where things get really heated up. The final 5, Flagman holds up 5 to go. Time is running out, time is evading. They know they have to get this one dialed in, they got to get this one going, and they want to make the move and make the winner. Clark now looks like he's going to try and push a little harder, but it seems like he's getting more loose than he's actually helping it in anything. It looks like this might be the end for them if they don't find a way to get that draft line in. They've got 2, 3 white slips right behind them. That's like a battering ram down there just setting up for the turns. Bedford getting a little bit low on the bottom, had to get back off on that apron and try to settle it back down. King looking to keep his line on the inside. Lap traffic going to be a trouble there for Neil Quick. Now goes up outside trying to stay out of the way of the guys. His family member Cook Quick though, looks like he is being a little bit quicker up there. He's actually going to run there on as well. He might have a shot taking this one if these guys up front make a mistake. 4 to go. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, are you kidding me? And as we are coming out of turn 1 and 2, disaster strikes. It's the big one yet again, and Hunter Clark gets involved in that one. Oh, man, you gotta be kidding me. A tough situation there, just boils and blows in. That's the danger you run there, getting that close, that fast in speed. Let's see what's happened at. Oh, Trumbull just barely side taps and gets Vincent. Vincent had nowhere to go. Dotson gets in there too, I can see. 22 stuck in there. 38, Dakota Clark. Matt Cobb got kind of caught in that one. A little sidewinded in there. Oh, man, what a tough break there for these drivers. That is not what they wanted to have happen. That's not what they wanted to do. And I know, guarantee you right now that that's going to be hurting them for a while. Looked like maybe just a slight bubble there from Short and Trumbull, and as long as they lasted out there and the laps they had to put together, was a good run while it lasted for some drivers, and others, they're now put into a bit of a binder here. What will they do? Well, we know for Jesse King and Brian McCann now, this is set up for them to really take this one over, but Kyle Pendraff is not done yet. Pendraff has a good chance now as well to take over that winner's circle here. We know that Loud Pedal Gaming boys are going to be firing away at this one. Chris Medford, we haven't really talked about him all night long, but you know, the fact is he's up 6 spots, and that 46 Toyota Tundra is now in the wheelhouse. He's in a good spot to make it work, but he's going into pit road, so I guess I might have spoke a little too soon there. Or maybe he might be trying to get a fresh set of tires and a little bit more fuel in, and if that's the case, if the outside line works out in his favor, he might actually be able to use that more than the draft, and that could be the advantage. Oh, look at the damage there in the 54, the scrapes, the bruises, the destruction of that thing. You're probably wondering at home, how the heck is that thing still running, much less still working? Well, again, if you got that draft package and all that dialed in and you got something working off, as long as you didn't damage the aerodynamics too badly, you actually have a good chance to stay with them. I've seen drivers in worse conditions before actually fight it out there. I've actually seen one driver, when they had a broken wing on their Dallara, actually managed to keep the front fenders were pretty bent up too, and they still managed to hang with the draft line all the way up to the 4th place finish there with only one to go. This is where it gets interesting. Our Holler boys. I'm sorry, Holler boys. I know you guys were coming up fast. I know you was coming up in there, but I think you might have to chop this one off to a loss here tonight, guys. Well, I can't say that one just yet, because Eric Dotson is out of pit road and he is getting back out onto the track. And believe it or not, he's not a lap down, so he might have a shot here. His teammates, trying to find him real quick. Unfortunately, looks like Vincent Short is going to be put a couple laps down. The number 15 looks like he is out for the night. That's a darn shame there, and a tough break to say the least. Brian McCann living up to the reputation of that number 3, the 93 of Jesse King. If you put a 43 in there, then you might actually have Richard Petty in there as well while you're at it, because he's been driving like that all night long, putting on a show and putting on a battle. Holler boy saying, watch the show, 87 out there. I mean, he's in the top 10. Remember what I said earlier about the top 10? Anything can happen from that spot, especially on these last-minute restarts. I believe this time by, we're going to finally let him loose to get back to this one here. The pace lights should be coming off the pace car here shortly. But man, right now, if you're at Jesse King, there it is. Pace lights are off on the pace car. Jesse King, Brian McCann, Kyle Pendraff, Cook Quick, Tim Schofield, and Aaron Smith, your top 6. But in my opinion, probably in the tops, that's the power 6, if you will. That's the best place you want to be at. That's the best spot to get a shot at taking this one in for the victory. And Aaron Smith, we saw what he was doing earlier on, walking the outside. He was coming up quick and actually getting a good run on the restarts. Race fans, there is only 2 to go. What does that mean? If you're new to the show, it's very simple. We wave a green, they go around once. We wave a white, they go around one more time. Checkered flag, it's over. The track, I think this is the darkest I've ever seen Talladega. These guys need to get this one finished in before this track goes completely nightfall out here. We don't have any lights out here to my knowledge. Unless the great Lord of Speed himself can crash down the light on these drivers and shine it as bright as he has given to many others, I don't think we're going to get that here. That's alright, because right now, this is it. The big finale, the big finish coming up fast and coming up on them. Take one more good look at these drivers here, folks. The stars I usually say in the cars, I'm going to say in the trucks though, are ready to hound away. Our top 10, Dodson, Mefford, Brandon Mefford and Chris Mefford, Trumbley, Smith II, Schofield, Quick, Pengraff, Cook Quick, Brian McCann, and Jesse King. They lead them off one more time. This is it. Who is going to be your IROC race winner at Talladega? We're going to bring him back to the restart as they lead him down to the Spartan restart zone. This time by, it's go time. It's game on for these drivers. They have one last chance to get this in before that sun completely fades off. The sunset is drawing near, and the drivers know they've got only a limited amount of vision to work off of as the green flag flies back on out. We're back underway. You can barely even tell who's who anymore, man. That's how crazy it's going to be down there. Aaron Smith right now trying to hold him down, trying to get something going there. Chris Mefford trying to dial it back in. Oh, look up from the front straightaway. Here it is. 3 wide salute for the race lead. McCann, Pengraff, and King. King in the middle gets flipped to the side. Pengraff gets a hard run there on the bottom line, makes it work. The pack now comes back into play. The pack's coming up quick. They're coming up fast here. They're leading in the charge now, looking for the run off as they lead him down out of turn 4. Looks like we got some movement from Brandon Mefford in the 83. Moving it in. Here comes the white flag for it's your Spartan R&R Raceway left. That'll giving iRacer Lounge podcast evidence mom base mommy. Rhino white flag out now. And it just so happens to start in turn 1 with a 3 wide salute. Aaron Smith giving it all she's got, looking for one last run. Pengraff trying to make a move there as Chris Mefford actually takes the race lead away. He throws the block down the middle end. They charge him down the back straightaway. McCann, King trying to hold him down, trying to get one last run off. This is where things get crazy. 4 wide salute, little Bob Baggin. Smith gets tagged in, McCann gets out of it, or does he? No! He crashes it in with. It's going to be a drag race as they wreck behind him. Pengraff and King, they collide, they connect. King gets the run off on the outside. Pengraff is he going to run on the inside as they lead him down. Climb down to the finish line. They're going to lead it in side by side. He collects him out of the turn. Dodson on the outside. Eric Dodson wins it at Talladega. Oh my. Wow. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys can see what we saw there just a minute ago, but my goodness. Eric Dodson wins it at Talladega. And maybe one of the most insane, chaotic finishes ever. I've never seen a race go that way to the wall wire coverage and end up like this one. But he did it. From 10th on back, he charges it to the front, caught a break in between, and is your race winner at Talladega. The Holler Boys, you best be hollering and drinking tonight. Your boy Eric Dodson wins it. Holy cow. And it is pitch black out there now, folks. It's there. You can't see what's going on anymore. I'm sorry. The skies have turned pitch black on us. I swear, like, this is not something we did in the camera. I swear, that's what it actually looks like down there. Look at the skies. I don't even know how Dodson can see what's going on down there. How is he even doing this? But that makes you wonder, though. On that last lap, did the drivers not see where they were at or what was going on down there? It's hard to say. I mean, you can go back and look at it from a multitude of angles, but I think there's really no better other way to look at it than how it came to be at the end. We are now going to go ahead and take it down to our top 3 and interview them here tonight. Coming up third in this one was Kyle Pengraff, so we will talk with him first. If he is with us, we will talk with him, but first we're going to go ahead and get the race results out now, just so you guys know where everyone finished at this one. Here's your final finish standings. Dodson with a miraculous win and maybe the finish of the year for a multitude of reasons. Manages to royal to deal it up. Medford gets second. Third to Pengraff. 4th to McCann, 5th to Cobb, 6th to King, 7th to Schofield, 8th to Wysocki, 9th to Clark, and 10th to Cook Quick. Rounds out the top 10 as we final show your final 20 here tonight. Whew. God, I know I'm going to Knoxville Raceway tomorrow as long as it doesn't rain out and all that, but I think I might need a couple bush lights after this one, boys and girls. Holy cow. That was just insane. That's insane, but that was so much fun to call. I don't know what else to say to you guys, man. I really don't know what else to say to you. All right. Well, Pengraph now joins me here. He's waiting for us now. He joins me in here on 3rd place finish here in pit road. And Pengraph, I don't know if you can see me down there, much less see anything else, but what a finish, man. Congratulations on 3rd, but I definitely know you were looking for more than just 3rd here tonight.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I was hoping to get that win. Unfortunately, me and Jesse got together on that. I hate that it happened. I'm going to go back and review it just to make sure, I didn't screw up somewhere. Chances are I probably did. But it feels good to get that 3rd place, though. It's my highest finish in the league, and I've been in it for 3 seasons now, so I'm pretty pumped.
Pretty pumped indeed. Definitely a good finish for you and your team here. I know you were. I know it was pretty hard to see out there. Tell me this real quick. I know you just said if you're going to go back and look at stuff, but let me know real quick. When you was down there, when the sun finally started to set off, were you able to see anything at all when you were going out of turn 4 on that final lap?
Yeah, you could see out in front of you fairly decent, I guess, but anything in the rearview mirror, it was hard to see. It was hard to even clear yourself. So that darkness really made a big difference on those last 2 laps, but it made it fun and interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah, it definitely did indeed, but nevertheless, still coming away with a big finish in a 3rd place here tonight there, Pengraph. I got to ask you, man, who do you want to thank here and who got you to the dance here tonight?
I want to give a shout-out to Chris Wally. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be in this league. And got to give a shout-out to my sponsor, Loud Pedal Gaming. Y'all have a chance, be sure to go check that out on Facebook. And that's about all I got. I just want to say thank you for the broadcast as well. You did a good job. I appreciate that.
I appreciate the support here, man. I'm glad we got our job done well here tonight. So, Pengraph, thank you so much for your time here tonight, man. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish here.
Thank you.
Pengraph coming away 3rd here in the night skies and the craziness of Talladega. Coming away 2nd here tonight is Chris Mefford. He gets 2nd place here. A strong showing from him and a strong battle all the way to the end. What a night it was for him in a battle all the way to the end. I don't believe we have him on hand. Well, hold on a minute. I think we do have him on hand. I'd see if he would like to talk with us here. It looks like he is. Looks like he might be ready to go here. All right, we'll see if he's ready to talk with us here real quick here. Chris Mefford, you got the line, sir.
So.
All right, man. 2nd place here tonight with a strong run and a finish there. And, man, had to hold off with a lot of chaoticness right behind you. What was going through your mind there on that last lap, bud?
Everything. Coming to if we had another green white checker, we were screwed. There's no doubt about it. But no, on that restart, everybody in front of me dropped down and cleared themselves down low, which I'm not sure if you're supposed to do that or not. But left that high lane open for me, and I think my been Schofield was just right to the inside of me where I could not clear myself down and make it too wide. So he got by me, and then Aaron Smith got behind me. We made a good charge up to the top 3. And I'm not sure up to McCann if he just got hung up to dry or what it was. But we caught them real quick. And then Aaron pushed me to the front. And about that time, I'm running the VR. And it just got dark out. And I barely cleared myself in front of Jesse. And it was just it was chaos. But I'll take a 2nd place.
For sure there. I know that was, I know you probably guys were getting a little worried, a little scared there. Obviously, I know with being one more green white checker, there was no way we're going to see anything. This place is just completely pitch black on our end. I actually feel kind of bad for our broadcast right now because I think some of the folks might have missed what was going down. I think the only way they were going to know what happened was me calling it. So, but nevertheless, Mefford, what a race, man. What a night it has been. Who do you want to thank you for the 2nd place tonight?
Thank you guys for broadcasting it. Thanks, Spartan Logics or whatever they are, for sponsoring the series. Thanks, Chris Wally, for putting up with our asses. Thanks, my teammates, Matt, Brandon, Dougie. They all ran good. Shout out to the rest of my Falcon Motorsports teammates, Race for Riley, Zoe's Place, National Kidney Foundation. It's just even all those things make it fun to race for. But Chris put together some killer paint schemes, and it was fun to see them go around there tonight.
He certainly was indeed, man. Nevertheless, Chris, congratulations on second place finish. We'll catch you next time out when the green flag flies, my man.
Appreciate it.
Chris Bedford coming away with second place finish here tonight. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I think he's been waiting a while for us. I think he's been waiting a little too long. I am talking about our good friend Eric Dotson. He is your race winner here tonight. See if Dotson will come on and talk with us here right now on the show. I think he's ready to go. Do we got you, Eric Dotson?
Sir.
All right, hey man, you're a race winner here tonight, and a little bit of a pitch black victory lane. Don't worry, we got the floodlights out here for you, buddy. But congratulations on your race win. And I've seen a lot of chaotic finishes in my day and times, but you had a run from 10th on back on that last restart. Everything happens right in front of you, and then you go on that last corner, turn 4. Old Talladega shows itself again, and you can get ahead of all of them and take the race win. Talk me through this one and what the heck was going through your mind on those last laps.
Man, that last lap was crazy. It started getting a little dark. It was harder to see. The cars in front of me were just beating and banging off each other. So I was expecting a wreck, and I was trying to look for it and dodge it. And there in turn 3, it happened, and I got into the back of somebody, and luckily it didn't spin me out or wreck me too bad. I ended up going high, getting around them, and just right place, right time. I seen the first and second place trucks make contact, and it was easy selling from there. But it was a crazy last lap. I think I led 2 laps the whole race, and that's when I won stage 2 and won the last one.
It was indeed, man. I know that the stage 2 and that last one definitely going to be a big points get for you and your team. Obviously, the Holler Boys, they was hauling all night, man. They was ruining you and your teammate there, Vincent Short, all night long, man. You guys, I've seen a lot of folks have some good fan support and all that. I didn't think I've seen more tonight from the comment section in a while than from you guys. So you definitely got a good crowd on hand and a good packed house to help you out with all this, man. So I got to ask you, you're walking away with the W here at Talladega, and I got to say, who do you want to thank you for this one?
I got to thank everybody at Holler Boys. You know, we practice and get better together. Vince Short, he was in there with me. He pushed me to that stage 2 win. We had Steve couldn't make it tonight, but me and Vince tried our best to represent Holler Boys. Popple, Eric Dotson, State Farm, Keep the Beat, Castle Products. Everybody who helps with the Holler Boys. Brian Rose does a lot behind the scenes. So all them, you guys for putting it on, Chris for getting all this lined up. Man, it's just awesome.
It is indeed, man. What a night it has been. What a show. And holler away to the bank. You're the race winner here tonight, Talladega, man. Congratulations.
Man.
Yeah, all right. Eric Dotson, your race winner. And that all but wraps up tonight's action. Race fans, it is my pleasure and my viewing honor to call this one with you guys. And a big word and also a shout out. Well, it's completely pitch black out here. There is no lights around here. But to their friends over at Spartan's Logistics Management LLC, to R&R Racewear, to Loud Pedal Gaming, to iRacer Lounge Podcast, and of course to Evidence Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for thriving families. Thank you for your support and your help for these guys. And thank you to everybody on that show that made this one possible. I can't thank you guys enough for coming on out and talking with us here. It was an honor to call this one in front of you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy the next ones. We're going to Martinsville next week, my friends. Who is taking home the grandfather clock, and who is going to be put to a dead stop? Find out with us as we return to them next week. But for now, from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you. We are honored to call for you. And please be safe. God bless. Take care. I'll see you next time when the green flag flies on PTM Racing TV.